So hi, my name is Andrew. I'm going to be talking to you about alternate templates today in Shopify. Don't worry, this won't be anything particularly technical, but we will be talking about some cool things you can do with themes. So first off, who am I? Again, I'm Andrew. Hi. I'm a front-end developer at Leesa Sleep, the mattress company. I apologize for probably the ads you see. They are not my fault. They are everywhere. But I am a big board game addict, so if you go to any of the kind of board game meetups around town, you'll probably see me. You can follow me at Crichton Bay on Twitter, Instagram, and I'll probably be posting these slides, I think, tomorrow or Monday, depending on how everything exports out. But previously to Leesa, I should also know, I worked at Rocket Code and Brand Value Accelerator here in town, so kind of been doing the whole e-commerce thing for about 5 or 6 years full-time, and did agency, like straight-up agency work before that. So here's a quick rundown of some people I've worked with, not all on Shopify, of course. Volvo is not selling trucks on Shopify, though I'm sure Shopify would love them to. Yes, some big brands, some of you probably have heard of, some of you probably haven't. But so today I'm going to talk about alternate templates. So what is an alternate template? Shopify kind of defines it as creating an alternate template allows you to modify the way content is shown on your online store. So really it's just kind of a fancy way of saying another way of presenting your content. So for example, you see up here I listed like product.liquid. That's like your normal product page. Then you have like product.subscription. So if you need like a custom subscription page for your products, because maybe you're offering special deals or need to have some kind of custom messaging, it allows you to kind of have separate views for everything and not have a really janky looking page. That being said, you can't do it on any page, but I'll get to that a little bit later. So what can it do? So like I said, you can change the page layout. You can create custom pages. It's really great for custom landing pages, especially if you at Leesa we have a lot of affiliates. So you kind of want to maybe have some custom messaging for a podcast that you're sponsoring. Well, you can achieve that by using a alternate template. And man, do I sound bassy now.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get into the rain.
So here's an example of what an alternate template kind of looks like. This is an out of the sandbox theme. They make a lot of really great free and pay themes. So the first product page you saw, is kind of super basic, and the second one is the exact same product, exact same core data, but it's actually pulling in. I don't remember what the name of the template is, but you can see it's pulling in way more data. In this case, it's actually pulling in Shopify sections on an alternate template, so they can show some like lifestyle images, or this is the way you use this face brush or what have you. So these are right now. These are some collection examples. So everyone's seen a kind of default Shopify collection page. It's gets the job done. It's a grid, nothing special. But like in this case with Splash, they're a company that sells wine. One of the things is they sell subscriptions, so or membership to their wine club, I should say. So this is actually a collection page that I built that actually does that. It's only I think 3 or 4 products, and as you can see, it's completely different from this one. No grid. It's literally just 3 columns. 3 options, that's it. And you can directly add to cart from this view. Something like this is really good for SEO and excuse me, a little froggy today still. It's really good for like SEO, and if you this way too, you can have like a sensible URL for say these memberships, or if you need something something like that. This next one's another example. This one's subscriptions. So again, if you look up in the URL, you see collection/subscriptions. Again, good for SEO. But this one is another custom alternate template for a collection. And this one, it kind of looks like you're actually going through like a product builder or something like that. And it's really, really good to differentiate from, oh, no, you're not just buying wine, you're buying, this case a subscription, and you get more data without having to go to like a product page or something like that. Then a final collection template, and actually the person who designed it's over there. This one's a build a case functionality. So this actually allows you to build a bundle of wine bottles. I think it's up to like 15 or something. And it's a collection page. You just go to collection/build your case, and then you can build your case. And like in this case, the case is persistent depending on where you go on the site and stuff like that. Again, this is a really great way of like differentiating, what your kind of different products are, or different kind of features your store or company might have. So next is a PDP. We've all seen a product page before. In this case, it's a wristband. I know, very sexy, very, you just want to buy one right now. So in this case, we just have price, variance, nothing special. In this case, for this client, they needed a wristband customizer. So rather than just kind of dumping it into a product page, what we ended up doing was building out a kind of like custom looking experience, even though it looks like you're a completely different website or like an app on your phone almost. But nope, this is still Shopify. This is just an alternate product template. It allows you, so this is all just custom work built on top of it, but you can really kind of get the idea of how much power you can put on that. So now you're probably wondering, how do you make one? Ultimately, it's pretty simple. So you just go into your admin, you go to online store, edit code, add template, ta-da, fill in your liquid. There are places online where you can actually get like free kind of alternate versions of templates and stuff like that. Just kind of have something a little bit more, say, fancy for your site or what have you. Those all work, and you just paste it in and it should work. So how you actually use it, also really simple, is you go into your admin, you go to like your product or your collection or page or whatever, and once you have an alternate template, and most paid themes anymore actually will have like an About Us page or something like that, and you'll actually see under on the right side of your screen, you'll see this little theme templates drop down, and in this case, so like this product has an AMP alternate template and an API template that I built out. This actually won't show up unless you have alternate templates. So if you're going to go in your store right now and look it up, it may not be there, and that's fine. Once you have an alternate template, it'll show up. Everything's right. Another way you can actually look at alternate templates too is you can add the question mark view equals template name to your URL. So if you want to preview it, or if you're like running a test or something, you can see it. Without necessarily having to have someone, exposing it on your website and going, oh, this page is broken right now, I don't want customers to see it. So, cool, and that's a great talk, right? That's all you need to know. Actually, I lied. Sorry. Alternate templates can actually be hacked to do way more than just, showing you basic stuff. So, alternate templates can really, without getting too technical, can really give you a lot of power back, especially if you're not like a Plus store, because you may not have access to the API, or certain apps may not work, if you're not Plus. But using some really clever tricks and hacks with it, you can power like appless solutions, or bring in dynamic content, HTML fragments into your page, or my actually favorite way to use it is A/B testing, and most people really don't even think about that, especially with your stores. So really, ultimately, the sky's the limit with it. So let's first talk about appless solutions. So this way, you can you can create better JSON for developers and give them a better toolbox to kind of work on things. But the big power of it is that it unlocks data that you don't normally have access to. So the big piece of it is meta fields. Raise your hands if you know what a Shopify meta field is. Anyone? Okay, so a meta field, you don't count, Brandon, sorry. A meta field is basically, it's another way for Shopify to allow you to attach extra content to a page or a product or something like that. There are apps that allow you to do it. There are also like Chrome extensions that allow you to like access like a little drop down so you can put all this data in. It's really good, especially for tracking, and like if you have like really complex like data SKUs or stuff like that. So like in a lot of cases that I've worked with it, it powers, use those to power these appless solutions. So like upsells or cross sells, or kind of like a custom or faux bought together other customers bought. And you don't need a private app for it. So in this case, you're going to add somebody to cart, and you'll see this little cross sell underneath the product. So this isn't powered by an app. This is powered strictly through meta fields and a Shopify alternate template for the cart. So you can, like I said, you can do a lot of wild things with it. So in this case, it's also smart enough that it knows, like, if you already have a product in it, it's not going to give you try to sell you on the same cross sell again. And there are tons of apps that will require you to have Plus or something else to do this. No, you can do this through some clever coding. So the next thing, HTML fragments. These allow you to pull in kind of part of a page or another page into your page. It's really great for like quick side carts or stuff like that, or especially if you have a cart you have like a side cart or an Ajax cart that slides out, and you have a cart page, and you kind of need them to look the same. And it allows you to lazy load content onto the page. So a good example of this is on this store on Tuckit, the line item up in the side cart is actually the exact same as on the cart page. So it helps really keep with like giving your site more visual consistency, and it helps, especially like me, I'm a developer. I like seeing consistent stuff going on because it makes my life easier. And yeah. So the last one, A/B testing. So this is kind of like the thing everyone forgets about because you can, with A/B testing, you can test a lot of stuff on your store, but if you go to someone like VWO or something, it's not really, not always obvious how you would do that very easily. And one of the good ways is with alternate templates. So you can actually just create an alternate template for, say, a product, and say, product.test.liquid or whatever. And on that, you can change maybe the color of the button, or the size of the button, or like the placement of prices and things like that. And that really can be a lot easier, especially for if you want a low risk test. You don't want to slow down your site by maybe going into like a visual editor and clicking around and hoping that it all will work out in the end. That all being said, with great power comes great responsibility. I think one person got the West Wing joke, so there we go. Now, obviously, this is Martin Sheen, who plays Uncle Ben in some of the Spider-Man movies, but I can only remember as President Bartlett. So the downside of all this, it does require a good handle of Liquid and JavaScript and stuff like that. But like I said, there are tutorials online that are really simple, really easy to follow. And when in doubt, you can just copy paste like your existing, say, product page, paste it in and start playing around with it. And then, especially since it's an alternate template, if you don't select it, no one's going to see it except for you. So hack away at your delight. Doing this is not without some level of jank, though. Shopify does sometimes change what's available in an object, or what's showing up on a page or stuff like that, sometimes without telling you. So always make sure to back up your stuff if you can, and just yeah. Like I said too before, you can't use this on every template. You can't easily change like your login page, or a lot of the customer account stuff they kind of try to lock down for various like PCI compliance reasons and data reasons. So, the one thing too, if you're using this for any kind of like data thing, it can be slower than the Shopify API, but that's a me problem, not necessarily probably a you problem so much. So today, what did we learn? Alternate templates can be simple. They are super powerful though, and you don't necessarily need like the Shopify API or an app to retrieve data or use custom features and things like that. So here's just quick list. I know it's URLs, so it doesn't mean anything, but of inspiration. This kind of all came out of one blog post, I think 3 or 4 years ago, talking about how to build a more dynamic site using this. And me and a couple coworkers kind of were like, yeah, this is actually like, you can do a lot of crazy stuff with this. So yeah, like I said, I'll post this probably tomorrow or Monday on my Twitter. So you can click on these links to your heart's content. So thanks.